Hey everyone, it's Rob. Welcome. Welcome. Sorry about the confusion here. I think we've just had a problem with daylight savings time and the admin is an hour off. They're still not in, so I'm going to do my best to help us all out here. I don't know how to turn on the chat. I'm not sure where that is, but there is a Q&A section that Stephanie did type a message to me about daylight savings. So she was the one that figured it out. So Stephanie, I appreciate that. So if you guys can type a number one in the Q&A in the Q&A section, let me know you can hear me. That would be great. This way I'm not talking to myself for the next hour. Thank you, Jim. So we'll use the Q&A for now until Andrew gets in here, and we'll pick it up from there. All right. So as we do get started, keep in mind everything we look at is for education. Nothing's meant to be advice or recommendations. If you find something you like, anything, make sure it fits your own personal risk profile and risk tolerance. Ooh, that is just one very ugly big picture of me. I don't need to see all of that of me, but view, let's see. All right, so view. Okay. I don't know. Let's see. Guys, help me out. Give me a 3 if you're able to see my screen. It should see the power hour with the disclaimer up there. Oh, Jim put it, I can see as well. Okay, that's great. Can you guys see my screen of power hour? Oh, let's see. 333. Just you, no. Okay, so I don't know what the heck. Just you, power hour. No power hour screen. All right, so I'm going to undo the video. I do not know why. Let's try that again. All right, I think you should be able to see my screen now, and I'll go over to video. Ta-da! Let me get that flap out of the way there. Is that a mo better? Me and the video, and the screen rather? Yes? Okay, wonderful. Wunderbar. All right. Well, as we get started, keep in mind everything we look at is for education. Nothing's meant to be advice or recommendations. All right, so let me go through these 2 slides quick, and then I want to start this off just a little bit differently than we normally do. So this upcoming week, we've got Inner Circle tonight. We have Trading You tonight. We have Mastermind Group tomorrow. E-mini Think Tank Q&A is on the 7th. Pop covered call E-mini are on the regular schedule, as is Power Hour and Trading Coaches Playbook. The last, if you like, you put a fib on it, is this evening. I don't know how we double booked over the Trading You tonight, so I do apologize for that. And then putting futures in your present, Brandon has 2 of those scheduled, one at 8 p.m., one at 12 p.m., one this week, one next week. So make sure to get registered for those. Here's our follow us page. Make sure you follow along, folks. We put a lot of content out there. You're going to actually start seeing some emails come out asking you what are the things you'd like to see us produce content on, videos, trainings, and the likes. Here's our Trading Boss Manifesto. If you like it, then you should have put a fib on it. Again, that is still this evening, last one. Well, we don't want to do that just yet. So one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the beginning of Power Hour an agenda in there. So I'll have an agenda of this is what we're going to do today. So and it'll be very similar week after week, but there'll be an agenda so you can kind of see the structure we're going to go through. I'm going to try to put timings to it so we don't overdo it as far as running out of time, that we don't get a chance to go through candidate selection at the end. I may move that one up just a little bit, but that's kind of what I want to hear. What topics, what segments, what things would you like to see in here? Keeping in mind, if we add 25 things on top of what we do right now, we'll have to limit how much of each time we'll spend on them. We only get 3 minutes to work on candidates or 5 minutes to work on the S&P. So, do we need to look at economic reports? What are the things that you think we might want to do in here? You can drop them right into this Q&A. Would be very helpful. Just see if he's here yet. He is not. Okay. Oh, there we go. Hey, Andrew, I think that's you in here with me. If it is, can you enable chat for everybody? We're working off of Q&A right now. So, So go ahead, and if there's something that you think you'd like to see happen in there, let me in here, let me know. That would be great. Just moving things around, folks. Sorry about that. That would be great. I'd love to, again, try to fix it, set it up, create it the way that you would best, get the best from it. All right. So if you have some ideas, jot them down in here. You can, hopefully we'll get chat going soon. I like the chat better than the Q&A. Q&A is very large. What I mean is there's big spaces between each answer. Okay. All right. So what trades did y'all do today? Drop those trades in. Let me know what you did today. I've got a couple of things I want to share with you. I'm going to start off with this spreadsheet from Pop from last week. So I do Pop on Mondays and Thursdays, so I would do it again today. So we'll look at some trade setups that came in from there. Excuse me. But these are the trades from last week based by day. These were on the 31st, which was on Thursday of last week. So we had one trade go off on Adobe, which was about $4 grand on 10 contracts. One went off on AMD, just under $1,000 with 10 contracts. And Costco, just over $1,000 on 10 contracts. And that was on Friday, on Thursday's date. We had some trades on Tuesday and on Wednesday as well in there. Only one trade went against us. It was Square for $780. So overall, we had a good pattern overall. So very pleased there. Yeah, see, Q&A just doesn't move up by itself, which is why we don't use it, because I can never see what's there. All right. All right. Can you discuss how the implied volatility affects profits on long puts and short calls? Yeah, and that could be a topic, Stephanie. That would be something I would ask you to email into support for a topic for Power Hour. I'm looking at, is there something, a structure of how we run Power Hour? In other words, do we need economic reports in there? That would be an example. Like Trip just typed in for this week, it was interesting, the FOMC moved to Thursday, right? And my guess is they're probably estimating we're still not going to have an answer even on Wednesday. And that's the earliest that some political analysts are saying, that the earliest possible date, and that is only going to be if it's a landslide from either one of the candidates, will be Wednesday. They don't think we're going to see anything for sure outside of that. It's still believed that some of the battlegrounds are going to be very close. We'll see. No trades too quickly removed this morning. All right, I fully understand that. So I did two things this morning. Not right out of the open. GameStop was one of them. All right, I'll get you a little bit of a bigger picture of the chart there. So just, this is I remember back to my very, very, very young days as a child and watching the cartoon. It was like the Bugs Bunny type cartoons. And there was this song that was in there, kind of do-ba-do-ba-do, ba-do, ba-do, and it was bringing home a baby bumblebee. Won't my mama be so proud of me, right? And it's just kind of like, and that thing was that creature, whatever it was, just kind of floating along, right? Just not really doing anything. That's what I look at here. GME is not doing anything, just blah, right? It does move down a little bit, does go up a little bit, but we're really in a sideways pattern for the last 4 months. So GME took a little bit of a bounce this morning. When it did, I went and sold the 21 put. Right now it's at 22.12, so I've got $1 left. Earnings are way out here. I got $1 left. We got 22 cents on that $21 put. So overall, not bad. If you sold one contract, $21. If you did 10 contracts, $210 on one contract, right? I also looked at CCL, shown up on my naked puts covered call list today. Actually, I know it was on Covered Call Explorer this week as well. And great. I love the stair step. Nice move down. Pull back, great bounce. Pull back, great bounce. Now we're at a pullback. Let's see if we can get another bounce. Right, so I did two setups on this. I did the covered call, the 22.5. 22.5 was 27 cents. So if we look at, see where it opens up. If we look at cash in was 0.27, cash out was, well, actually, let's do it this way. Cash out of my pocket was 21.85 minus 0.27, so 21.58. Right, so 0.27 divided by 21.58. So I've got a 1.25% rate of return for a week, which is about 5% rate of return for the month. So overall, not too shabby. I will gladly take it. When it was the naked put, we did the 21s also for 22 cents, just like GME was. So same thing, he did one contract, it was 22 bucks. He did 10 contracts, it was $220. So overall, not too shabby. I'm very pleased with the setups this morning because none of my 20 stocks gave me a great pattern. Home Depot was okay, but that 8 moving average in there made it tough, as did trying to get a 5-minute move on Home Depot the way I like it. Big, just straight up. It's just, let's go look at the 1 minute then, Rob. Yeah, straight up. There was no pullback in there. So no opportunity. I saw the first candle, the second candle, like, yes, come on, little pull. Nope, nothing. Nothing, honey. At all. So Trip said AMD scalped this morning for only 15%. Yeah, how long were you in the trade, Trip? Any idea how long you were in the trade? 5 minutes. There you go. 5 minutes, only 15%. Great job, Trip, as usual. Great job. And then let's see, Jim typed in, I like your market intelligence report. You cover Forex Factory calendars since Power Hours Monday, maybe cover the calendar for about 30 seconds. Yeah, and I was thinking the same type of thing, Jim. We added in there, right? Forex Factory. Now, for those of you that don't know, Forex Factory is the place, and I bring it up in the Traders Market Intelligence Report. You all should go there each and every week. It's a free video we put out. You're going to get an email on it every week about it, but it tells us what's happening, right? So nothing today. PMI is the only one that's a timed thing tomorrow, which is 10 o'clock. 9:45 on Wednesday is final PMI. 10:30 is crude. They're both orange, so not as big a report. 2 o'clock is the Fed announcement. 2:30 is the press conference. And then Friday, 10 o'clock, we've got some sentiment, consumer sentiment and inflation expectations out, also orange. So be very careful of the reports that are in red, because, and they are when market opens, you know, here, 8:30 unemployment. Yeah, it's going to move the market potentially, but pre-market. Trading futures, you got to be looking at, or Forex, you got to be looking at what's happening pre-market. If not, it may be not as big a deal for us. Okay, so all right, bueno. Let's go back and look at the S&P 500. Let's go to a daily chart, though, not a daily. There we go. Okay. So Thursday of last week, right here, we just had this massive, this gap and go. It was just, there was no more, you know, piddling around with it going, ooh, we broke through the 21 here, so we kind of chipped away at the eyes. This was, damn, just gapped right through, just about a shaved top there. We ran all the way down to just about a shaved bottom, meaning the bears were in complete and absolute total control all day long. Now, we had some bounces here and there on it overall, but nothing in there that was like, all right, we need to go bullish on this. Nothing at all. Right? Not one bit. So when we look at the S&P, this blue rectangle that's up here, and there's a couple of others, we spent a little over an hour on Friday morning talking about this in a circle and how I analyze and look at the market each day, day in and day out. It was good training. I'm going to separate it, and it'll become a separate training inside of Inner Circle. But basically, just what is the market doing each day? Who won? Who's in control? We gapped down this morning a little bit. Bears were in control. We pulled up early on. The bulls kind of tried to take it back. They got just over that 618 line I've got drawn and failed. Now the 55 is holding right now. Bears are still in control, but we're in a neutral bias yet. All it takes is us to break the 55, and we're in a bearish bias. Not true bear. True bearish would be the 55 would be on top. Right now, the 55 is all the way on the bottom. So it's got a little bit of ways to go for the 8 and 21 to get down below it, but not that far. Right? Not that far. You know, we're sitting down here. Well, we've got some hesitations in between. So let me say this. So this 55, 56, 51 level, that's our zero line. So very important. That's where we hesitated here, all-time high, broke out, and then a gap, right? So it's a very important level. If we violate it, you know, these last runs we've had, it really wasn't outside of this rectangle giving us what would almost be a pivot. That would be a pivot right there. So if I just draw this for short term, just give you an idea, that about there would be pivot. And this, you can look at the comparison, this is the bottom of the rectangle is right there. So we're basically, that bottom of the rectangle where we kept bouncing off of, basically is the midpoint between the two fib lines. So we may get a stop on the way down at that midpoint around that 5580-ish level, which is the bottom of that rectangle. We might see that. But otherwise, there's nothing stopping us to the next fib line. And we've got a confluence there of two lines, the 5528, which is part of the ABC, and the 5526, which is just the 236 of our fibs. So overall, you know what? Let me see something here. Let's bring that back. 5651, 5724. Wrong one. 5525 and 5650. So that's 125 points. Yeah, so we need to add the 118 in here. All right, so here's the 118. Makes it even that much more interesting. Here's the 118, which also, you know, in essence becomes our pivot, right? And then here's the bottom of the rectangle. So again, we're 8 points, 9-point difference at the bottom of that rectangle to that line. So overall, a lot of strength in there. So we can slow down. We'll see a slow down at the 5581. We've got that 5226 level there is the next one. And then from there, we're back down to this 5473. What the heck is that, Rob? That's a very dark brown, thick line. Why? That is the midpoint. That is the midpoint of the 4181, the black line down here, and the 6765 all the way up here, right? That's the 50 percentile of it. Very important level. You can see that we hesitated back here on it. On the way down, we had, you know, 4 or 5 days there, and then we popped right back up through it, okay? So that is the next big level for us to consider. Now, here's the thing. If we make the move to the downside, let's get a solid candle there. If we move somewhere about here, I think we will see the 8 moving average cross down through the 55, and the 21 will make it further down, but I don't know if it'll cross just yet. I think we'll have to go a little bit lower for all of it to give us a true bearish bias. But bear is bear. We could trade this regardless of what it is. It's just, if it's true bearish, you go full bore. It's a full trade. If it's not true bearish, then you want to maybe cut back and do more of an aggressive position than trying to take, you know, the full number of contracts or dollars that you would normally put in the trade. All right. Jim said, per CME Group site, there is a 98.4% chance of the FOMC lowering rates by a quarter point, 1.6% of 50 point basis reduction. So yes, I saw that this morning on CNBC. They actually showed a chart of it. I think it was 91 or 2% when I saw it, something like that. So it looks like we're getting a quarter point rate cut tomorrow. Is going to be the next thing. You know, if you listen to some of the individuals out there that really know their stuff when it comes to the real estate industry, Grant Cardone is one that I do follow and pay very close attention to what he has to say. And one of the things that he's talking right now is where some of the candidates are missing the boat is interest rates are one of the big culprits right now when it comes to the housing market. He said, and he talked about someone in his own organization, his second in command, actually. He said he's got a 30-year mortgage right now at 2.7%. If he was to go ahead and sell that house to go buy another house at 6 and change, whatever it is, he's more than doubling the cost of his mortgage to be able to do that. So most people just can't afford to do that. So it's stuck. He said, as soon as you see the interest rates come down, you will see housing prices come down because it's going to be a mass exodus to the market. There's so many people that are waiting for this to sell their property that they're not going to have a choice. To be competitive, you're going to have to be down at that just a little bit lower than the other guy, right, or gal. But you're going to have to be a little bit lower than the other sellers. So he thinks we see an immediate drop. But he's talking about getting the rates down fairly low again, getting back down under 2.7%, 2.5%, right? Which is where we had been for a long time. It's just from an economy standpoint, from a business standpoint, it definitely helps when the owner, or the CEO rather, of a publicly traded company says, all right, we need to spend $7 billion on something. We don't have all of the money. We can borrow right now at 6.5%, or we wait until the market does drop and we get it at 4% or 3% or whatever the numbers are. Okay. Which is why if you're looking at fixed monies for fixed rates, so there's a position we're working right now with somebody with Dale Zamzo for my mother-in-law. She's 83, so there's definite issues of which you should and should not invest in her based on her age. So there's a very conservative, there's no market risk at all. It's very conservative, and you get well over a 4% rate of return on it for 5 years. I do not believe interest rates are going to be over 4% 5 years from now, personally. Be great if they were, but I just don't see it. And the positions we're moving her from, she's getting 1%, 1.2%, 0.8%. There's 3 or 4 different vehicles we're moving into this new fund, this new vehicle for her, right? But when you look at what's going on from interest rates, look at what your bank is paying. It's horrible what we get our hands on right now. Oh, we got to pay you 0.25% in your checking account. Gee, thanks. You got 41 cents in interest this month. Hey, I can go out to nothing. Can't even buy a stick of gum anymore, 41 cents, right? So now, am I expecting to move to the downside? I think some of this run was Wall Street saying we think one candidate will win. I think some of this is protection going in right now, right? Is the other side. Amelia, do you know if we were able to get the text chat working again?
Ask me again, please, sir.
Sure. Were you able to enable chat?
Oh, is chat not working?
It's not. We're working on Q&A right now because chat was disabled.
Oh, dear Lord, help me. I had to upgrade my Zoom today, so apologies to everyone. And I will see if there's something I can do here in Zoom, the new Zoom, and I'll get this working for you.
That's fine. If you can do it, great. Just let me know.
Okay, give me a moment.
All right. So I was going to ask for questions, and you guys can put the comments in the Q&A, but 1 for yes, 2 for no. Have you all seen the ability now to bet on the outcome of the election? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Okay, mixed bag. Some yes, some no. Right. So you can, and I have a Robinhood account. I normally just do crypto on there. I do crypto on my Robinhood, and I own 1 share of stock that they gave me as a freebie one day. It was $5 or something. I think it's $22 now or whatever it is. They gave me it as a freebie. I got an email yesterday from Robinhood that said, oh, you can go ahead now and bet on the election. And it's not really a bet of I'm getting 2-to-1 odds, 10-to-1 odds. This is the price right now on the election. And the value between the 2 candidates is $1. So last night, I forget the exact number. It was 47 cents to buy a contract that Harris was going to win. And it was 53 cents that Trump was going to win. So they're stacking the odds slightly in the favor of Trump. bottom line is whoever wins at the end, if you have a contract, you're going to get $1 for every one contract you have. So you buy it for 47 cents for Harris, you'll make 53. You buy it for 53 cents for Trump, you'll make 47 cents. I don't know how this is going to happen with the settlement of the election. It's going to take some time. I don't know if they're going to go on the first call. If somebody yells foul and there's lawsuits going out on the election or what, I'm not sure how that's going to work. But you can actually get in there now, and Robinhood's one of the places. Your brokers may have it. I don't know. That would be a check with your broker type thing. But if I go over, I wonder if I can find it quick enough on my Robinhood to change the color of their app, and I'm not what I'm looking for when I'm looking. Let's see, come on. There we go. All right. Yep, so it popped up immediately. So right now it is, well, that's interesting. So it's not $1 spread right now. It's 46 on Harris, 57 cents on Trump. Right? And they put a couple of pennies on top of it for their fee, right? So that's how they're coming out of this, is they're making the fee for facilitating the transaction. So if you've seen it, there's a leaderboard going up on, or a betting board rather, going up on in New York City, where it's a long board just running, you know, what the trades that just went off for. So was it Harris or Trump and the likes? Let's see. All right. I just tried sending a message to everybody on chat. I don't know if you got it or not. Yeah, a lot of you had to upgrade today. I know. I had to update Zoom client as well today. Might be a bug in chat in the new version of Zoom. Maybe it's very possible, because we always turn chat on for you guys.
We just now saw your webinar chat.
Okay, you saw it. Did everybody else see it?
Well, Rob Roy to everyone, so it says test.
Right, I wrote a test in there. If you guys can open up your chat and see if it's working. So anyway, it is a way to still do. They got the test, but it's disabled for them, Amelia. So okay, we'll deal with what we have right now. I definitely appreciate y'all helping out here, guys, with
We're working
that.
on it.
Still shows disabled. Okay. So S&P 500, definitely leaning to the downside right now. If we go and look at the VIX, right, we're kind of flattish. I mean, we're up 39 cents. Not unexpected with the moves we've made, but we're still 22. Right, we're almost a couple more days, and I get my normal zoom where that big bar right here will disappear, and it's just a wider view. Definitely better for looking at. Okay. Let's see. Jim said on SPX daily. I'm gonna actually move this up a little bit. Oh, let's do it here. Okay. If we go sideways for the week, could you consider that it's a very sloppy head and shoulders mid-September now? Possible. Let me go back. Well, you know, so there's, when you look at head and shoulders patterns, and this is everybody, not just Jim. Jim's just the person that asked the question. But when you look at a head and shoulders pattern, right, you've got a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder, right? So the shoulders are about the same height, right? You have a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. Now you have higher shoulders, right? You get a shoulder, a head, and a lower shoulder, right? That's pretty typical. You have a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. To try to put that, if that's what you were looking at, Jim, I didn't see the dates you put in there, but mid-September now to now. So yeah, so if you looked at, yeah, because we talked about this a little bit the other day in one of the trainings. So this one right here, this shoulder being higher than the head is really kind of messed up. It's not really a good, clean representation. Ideally, I want the head of that shoulder to be higher than the shoulders, ideally. Yeah, it's just, it could actually wind up being, yeah, Andreas was saying, here. So Andreas said, need a right shoulder yet. So this could literally become the right shoulder. This could become the head. And then this could become the left shoulder. I'm sorry, the right shoulder. Right in there. Very possible. So, Jim, if that's what you meant by going sideways, possibly. But I definitely would like to see some movement up instead of just that straight move down. But I guess, well, we did have the wick here. We had that wick there. So yes, we could consider that, Jim. But if we were looking at this one for the head, which somebody asked me the other day, the answer is no. It's building the right shoulder now. Could be, yes. Got it. Jim said this. Yeah, that's what he was referring to. Absolutely. Good catch there, Jim. Good catch. Very good catch. Okay. All right, let me take us back into the presentation. 2024 year-end trading. But Rob, it's just beginning in November. Yeah, how fast do the holidays come and go? Okay. How many times do you get through the holidays and say, where'd they just go? And for some, you're like, whew, where'd they go? I'm so glad. Right? It's just the holiday time is crazy. I know for us it is, and I bet for many others as well. We go nuts with what we do, and what I mean by that is Thanksgiving is usually at our house, so both of our parents come here, unless my mom is going by my brother. So both of our parents come here. Then we got Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. It's just 4 days in a week's period of time is insane. And it's full blown, we're somewhere partying, whatever it is. It's absolutely nuts, right? And we do get to see our family a lot in there. But the end of the year comes very quickly, and for some, you're very happy to see it go. So if you take the consideration of what happens in the market based on the calendar, let me just take a quick look on my calendar, on my Outlook, and see what is the date of Thanksgiving. Does anybody know? It's the last Thursday, right? So the 28th, I think it is, 28th. So literally the very last week. So the shopping season becomes very fast because that Thursday, 29th, 30th, and November is a 10-month, right? Yeah. So it's only 10. It's a 30-day month, not a 31-day. So that first weekend of shopping, the whole Black Friday stuff is into December already. And there's only 24 days left until Christmas, right? So it's going to be a very fast shopping season. But for me, the week of Thanksgiving, right? That week of Thanksgiving, I do not normally trade. And if I am, keep in mind that the day after Thanksgiving, that Friday, historically is a half a day. I believe it still is this year, right? But it's historically it's a half a day. So you're just going to have lighter volumes in there. You're going to have people that took 4-day weekends. Just I'm taking off. You're not going to get a lot of movement out there. So I tend to stay away from that time period. By the time you get to about December 15th, trading will pick back up again in the beginning of December. There's no question. By the time you get to about December 15th, you're going to notice a marked difference in volume. You will see in many years, bid-ask spreads open up. You're going to see implied volatility increase because the uncertainty of the overall seasonality of it, of who's trading, who's not trading. Is there a trader, some trader somewhere at a firm that's trying to make a name for themselves and they're making a play on this, whatever the stock is, the market, whatever it is, and they're trying to drive it to build a name for themselves because all the big traders are out of town this week. To me, it's a place to be very cautious in my trades. And realistically, this would be the first year since my first daughter was born, that we will not have our kids, one of our children at least, living with us through the holidays. So it's a big adjustment for us too, I guess. But for me, normally it's been, I am so busy all year long that those last 2 weeks, you know, they've got less homework, so there's more time at night, more time to do things. We're going and seeing different places where they're doing Christmas carols or activities or festivities, and you know, displays and so forth. Getting into the city more often, and so for me, it's always been a time of family, right? So that's always been a good motto, or motive rather, for me to do it. But the motto, the reasoning behind it is trading slows down, and I'd rather stay away from it. Even the first week of the new year, depending on where it falls, you know, so Monday, no, that's December, sorry. So January 1st is a Wednesday. So you come to work for 2 days, you got Wednesday, and then you're off for 2 days. Guess what? I would take January 1st off for the holiday, of course. And then Thursday and Friday, I would just make that a 5-day weekend, as many people will. So you're going to have some of that reactivity to the market as well, where you're going to see some lighter volumes in there, right? Keeping in mind the Santa Claus effects is basically, you know, that last week of the year, sometimes the rally the week prior into it, you will get a boost in it, but understand it is not a massive boost that takes place there, right? The boost, small, Umboko, small, right? It's a very small push, 0.6% or 4% or something like that is what the Dow tends to move, or something, which is what the Santa Claus effect is based off of, the Dow. But there are still tradabilities through there. There are still things that you can do, that you can trade in the month of December. So let me go pull this up. Let me see if I can find it real quick. If I can, I will definitely. Miscellaneous 2023. Let's see where it opens up. Okay, right here. Right, so this is, I didn't have it open. I don't know what the numbers are. I don't remember what last year brought us, right? But if we go here, right? Well, actually, we can just look at it right on this one here. So the month of December, and you can see right here what all the P&Ls were by month, right? December was our lowest month, 53,000. We had a 57 in there. That was November. Go figure. We had a 56 in there. Go figure, right? That was April. So we had 3 months where we were in the 50s. We had a couple where we were 100 plus, right? And then everything in between. But our lowest month of the year was December of last year. We had 25 trades go off. 20 of those trades were winners. 5 went against us. None broke even, right? So basically, we had 80% winners. Yeah, 80% winners. I don't know why the losers are off like that. That's a bad number. I don't know why. It's not 100% losers. I got a bad calculation there. But if we go back and look at the trades for December, should we have to see it all on one page? So here we had all these trades right here. This takes us into the week of Christmas, 12/26. So the day after Christmas, we had a couple of trades go off. This one at 11/13. The reason that's there is because we didn't close it out until December 29th. So we held on to that one for a month and a half. That was a swing trade. We don't do a lot of those, right? But and then the last trade was 12/28. So again, if you just go back and look at totals, right? So total trades, if you look at this column right here, 25 trades run off, lowest number for the entire year, at a couple of months in the 50s. The next one from there was 32, which was February. No, I'm sorry, we had another 20. June was 28. June was 28. So point is, you're going to have lower tradability at that time, lower amount of trades available, less traders actively trading the market. You may want to, if not hold off on trading it. I'm okay if you trade, but you may want to be cautious and lighten up on the number of contracts, dollars you're putting in, whatever it is, or or if the market is soaring, go for it. People will tell you the worst month of the year to trade is August, and we've had August that were our best months ever. Right? So definitely something to consider. Okay. So yeah, August was 112,000 in 22. It was 105,000 in 23. Right. I think Amelia said it looks like chat is fixed. Can somebody go to their chat box and let me know? Because Q&A is definitely difficult for me to see candidates from. Jim
So,
said, could you?
so I went into Zoom, or someone has, and we have the chat feature now turned on, and it should be fixed for everybody.
Okay. Can somebody give me a 1 in the chat box? Let me know that you're able to do so. Still shows disabled. Okay, that's fine. We're done checking. Yeah, we're good. No more 1s or 2s. You guys are good. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Thanks anyway, Amelia. All right, let me move that out of the way. And but Jim had said, can you explain the Santa Claus rally for who does not know what it is? I just did. I don't know if you and I just explained it and you just typed it back in, but basically it's just that. It's a rally at the end of the year. There's usually less than it's about 0.5%, give or take, is the expectation from the first week, the week before Christmas to the week after Christmas. You're looking at about 0.5% increase. So, and it's the mindset, the reasoning behind it is human emotion, right? People are happy, life is good, everyone's getting presents, right? You have time off. Some of you crazy people might like the snow that's coming down. I was one of them for a long time. Now I can't stand it. I pray and pray every day we get no snow at all. And I don't mean anywhere. I mean, good for skiing, good for snowmobiling. I love doing that stuff, but I'd rather not have to shovel it. That's for sure. All right, good. So let's go ahead and jump in on some candidates. So what stocks do you want me to take a look at? Drop them in, and it's going to be in the chat, in the Q&A. Drop them in the Q&A. Jim said holiday trading next Monday is Veterans Day. The market is open. I'm assuming you will have power. If the market is open, we are open. Yes, we only take market holidays, especially on things like power hour. We will definitely do that. So Gene asked for SMGI. And let's clarify this section here. And I need to do better at this all the time. And I need to do better at what trades did you do all the time. When I'm asking you what trades did you do, this should become your accountability notepad, right? You're putting it out to the world, to all the other traders that are following along here, that Bill or Rob or Mary or whomever is doing this trade, right? Or did this trade, that yes, I'm walking the walk, I'm doing it. Win, lose, or draw, it doesn't matter. Put it out there. If it wasn't today, it was Friday, it was Thursday, put it out there. It's okay, right? When it comes to this section, I've been trading since I learned to trade in 1997. I've been teaching others since 1999. That's 25 years of teaching, 27 years of trading. Okay, so there's a term for people like me, OG. Right? I've been doing this forever. So when I'm saying, hey, is there a chart you want me to take a look at? If it's me on the other end, when I'm at my masterminds that I go to, the ones that I pay for, that I belong to, where I'm a student in there, and the coach says, well, whatever, the person that's teaching that day says, you got a candidate you want me to look at? I am throwing candidates at them left and right until someone says, stop, give everybody else a chance, right? I want my stuff looked at. And that's what this is. I'm not here to say you should buy it, you should sell it. I'm here to analyze the chart so you can make a better, more informed decision. All right. So with that being said, let's start off with SMGI. All right, let's see. This SMH, wrong one. CI. Wasn't G, it was C, SMCI. Okay. Woo! Holy mackerel. First thing I see as a problem, Gene, is we have earnings coming up mañana. So I would be abundantly cautious with this because of the earnings component. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. But with that being said, Gene, we were at $100. We're now at 25. I don't know anything about, oh, hold on a sec. So if I hit the letter U, it goes to an unsplit. So we were at $400. They did a 10-for-1 stock split. I don't know if it's cost why companies are doing this, but you never had this. The biggest split companies in the world, Dell, Microsoft, they did 2-for-1, 2-for-1, a 3-for-1. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. To do a 10-for-1 and take your stock from $400 down to $40, I think you just kill your stock's momentum in its tracks. Now, it may be that it's very expensive to do, instead of 5 2-for-1s, do 1 10-for-1. It's a lot cheaper, and it may very well be. I don't know. I'm sure there's costs associated with it. I just think it hurts the share's value, where it used to be that, it would take up to 2 years, but usually within 2 years, a stock would return to its pre-split price. So if you have $400 within 2 years, you did a 2-for-1, you split it down to $200, it'd be back at 400 again. Then do another 2-for-1, right? Because now your original shares are 100, and instead of 400, I mean, there's just so much more value in it. So when I look at this, Gene, I don't see anything about this right now that is exciting to me because of that split. We hung on for a long time. I don't know what this was that drove it from 40 down to 35, and then it's driven it to 25 3 more days later. I'd be very cautious. I didn't have a place to draw anything on here because, we haven't been back here. Well, actually, that's probably why we're stopping. It's right there. That's probably why we're hesitating, is right in here. If I pick up that bottom, actually, let me actually pick it up. Let's see. I can't even zoom in. I can't even hone in on it. Yeah, I'm too zoomed out to even try to get it to move properly. So that's about where our bottom is right there. A little bit higher, but we're pretty close. We hit all 3 of these bottoms in here. So that may be the stopping point. What compelling reason is there, Gene, to make this go up is what you need to ask yourself first. Okay. So I hope that helps. Spam. Sorry about that. Costco. Go back to a better zoom. It's a more better. So, Jennifer, I like Costco. I love Costco as a company, right? Very much so. We are in a neutral bias right now. We're above the middle moving average, which in this case is the 8. I got to get back above the 21. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days down. That little hammering type pattern there. Good gap retest and bounce today. I didn't catch Costco today on their intraday move. Yeah, that was actually pretty darn good. So we closed right here, 878.34. Fib line is 878.665. All right, we're still $2 away. But we did stretch down very low on this candle. So it's very possible you took that and as a bounce. I did not catch any of this today. Okay. So I like Costco. I wouldn't have taken the bullish trade because it's not me, but just so you know, I didn't take anything on it. I like to see it get above the moving averages, but when it does, Jennifer, then what? Now I'm stuck because I've got this 897 right above my head. Right? It's only 10 points above. So realistically for me, fail, get under the 876.5, retest and drop, or break the 900, retest and bounce, and then I'll take the entry. So patience grasshopper is what I would put in there. I hope that helps. Let me know. Brenda's got in QQQ. See, so we're in a neutral bias. Again, if we break to the downside, Brenda, I'm all over it. Oh, actually, we're still neutral, but I forgot we got to wait for it to settle. That was Friday's close. So we're still neutral bias. We did chip away a little bit at that 485.54 again. I don't really care about the 55. Yeah, it's a confluence, but it's not a strong one. It's there, but not a lot of people are looking at it for this type of a move. So I would prefer the push down, the retest, and the drop. And 70 to 85. You know what? I should put my symbol grid back up here. We're looking at 13 points. So really 70 to 85 is 15. We need to split that level in half. So we're going to add in a 116. We're also going to need the negative 136. I mean 118 and negative 136. 136, 118. Perfection. All right, so I like it down to about 478 after retest fail. On the upside, break 494. Retest and bounce. All right, then we've got SPY. All right, so we should be updated with SPY. We are. Same scenario on SPY where we're in that neutral bias right now. That retest and fail today gives you that bearish move down. I'm all for it. 564 is your downside. There's what I'd be looking for. So I like the potential on this. Goodness gracious, my phone is blowing up. Let me shut this off. All right. I don't know if you caught it, CNBC before. They got a guest on there. His phone rings. He actually answers it. It's his wife. He's talking to her. I'm like, you guys are crazy. Why would you answer that phone? Unless it's mom and you think something's wrong. They made a joke of it though. So I definitely wouldn't mind seeing the retest at the 571 and fail. If we close here.
Hey, Rob, your screen stopped showing.
$20,000 a month.
All right. Thank you. Is that better?
Yep, all good.
So you have to.
Thanks, Suzanne. I don't know how that happened. All right. Let me just, I don't want to lose where we're at symbol wise. Okay, good. So same thing. I like to move to the downside 564. All right, one more, Amazon. When I say one more, I meant for Brenda. We still got a few more. We'll get through them all today. So Amazon, amazing Amazon. Earnings were awesome, right? A little bit of pullback, overreaction on earnings. Not a surprise whatsoever. Retest the 194 and bounce. 200 is resistance. Downside, I would take nothing as a trade. It's just not my jam. I don't want to take a bearish entry in a bullish pattern. Could you? If the market's down and we retest the 194 and fail down to 191, sure. But not really my thing. So I do like it to the upside though. So Brenda, I hope that helped. Stephanie's asking for AA. All right, so Alcoa. Let's get, well, actually we already have today's, no, there we go. So, oh, you know what, let's see. Let's go put a fib on this. It's not going to be a viable fib, I don't believe. I don't think we're going to get enough movement between the 50 and 618, but we'll see. 33 to 35, it's still too small for me. But based on 39, 44, 42, 43. Yeah, we actually need to split these levels in half. So we're going to add in a negative 136 under 118. Okay. All right, we've got a confluence of the 8 right here on AA then, Stephanie. So if we can break the 41 and jingle, retest and bounce, 43 is resistance. And that resistance is the recent swing high. So I would be cautious of any thoughts of higher than that right now. At least until it gives us some proof. Hope that helps. Let me know. Stephanie also asked for Goldman. Goldman Sachs. All right, so there's the 4th. This is today. So we're in a neutral bias right now. We're in the middle of nowhere. Break the 521, retest and bounce, or break the 509, retest and fail. And I would take either one of those, bullish or bearish. All right. Thanks, Jim. Let's see. Stephanie asked for Square. All right, we just did a trade on Square the other day that went against us in pop. All right, so we have slightly lower highs, on this recent move, slightly higher low. So there's a little bit of a wedge formation happening in there. Nothing crazy at all. But we are at a rank of 1, bullish bias rank of 1. So if I could see a move above 73.35, I'd probably look for the move to be up 73, 75, 74, ideally. Come back, retest a little bit and bounce. 76.25 is resistance. So right about 75.75 would be my target. So I like this one a lot, Stephanie, a whole lot. Trips asking, so I hope that helps. Let me know. Trips asking for AMD. And let's see, pop candidate. So we've got 4. We're in the middle. So retest the 147 and fail, or drop through the 137, retest and fail off there, and then take the trade. Micron, MU. We'll go a couple extra minutes today, folks. It took us a little bit longer to get going, so I'll stick it out and get all these candidates done. So, yuck. It's just messy, right? We've got the 102.05 to get through, the 100 to get through. Just messy. We're down to 93.5. 7. Yeah, we actually need to split that level. So we're starting to play around with fibs of fibs. My preference would be to the upside, but even that, I got to get through the 8 and 21, which are, at 103 and 104, right around there. So, it's okay. Not my favorite. Brendan said, I made a trade since October 15th with an 8.39% profit on SPY. Wasn't able to catch any moves at the time they were happening, doing other stuff or not at home. Hey, it's living life, right? Let's see. Karen said, the auditor says quitting company problems they don't want to be part of. Wow. Okay. Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG. Let's see. They said it's very hard to catch all this on the Q&A because of how big of a space it leaves. But all right. So bearish move on the fib, which means my preference always would be to only take bearish trades on this if I had a preference. We're in a bearish bias. We're not true bear. If we can get down below that 57, retest and drop, there's an opportunity for the 8 to cross through the 55, which puts us at enough of a movement for us to be able to, enough of a pull back down, the 8 being below the 55 to say, yep, I'm ready to do a bearish trade. So break the 57, retest it and drop. 54 is support, 54.5, 3/4, maybe even 55 would be your exit, but probably for me, it'd probably be 54.5 would be my target. So I hope that helps on Chipotle, Gene. Yeah, Jennifer, yep, said it. Costco is messy right now, but I like it also. Yeah, I do. Henry, all right, it's asking for PayPal. Another one of these low price stocks. So we're going to do a hiccup fib. You'll learn about these in my advanced fib training. Even in a hiccup fib, it's only $2.50 in here, so it's very tight. But we're in the mid 75 to 80. We gotta need a fib it there. Yeah, we do. Okay, good. Fib changes the game here a lot. Put in a -136, which is the one on top that you can't see, and then the 118, which you can see. So now if I fail off of there and drop, I've got 75.5 as my support. So 76 would be my target. Not a lot of room in there, but it is a $76 stock. For the upside, Henry, I needed to break the 80.5. Break, retest, and bounce, and 83.5 would be resistance. All of the thank yous that are in there for your charts that I gave you, I appreciate it. BHI, I think we'll make this the last one. Jim put down, by the way, Square has earnings on 11/7, Thursday. Yep. Good point. So we've got a dividend coming out here, 40 cents on DHI. That's okay. We're in a bearish bias rank of 3. Moving averages are in the right order for a true bearish bias. What does that tell us? What does that say? We're right for the taking, but do we have a fibit here? I don't know. Let's go see if we need to add it. So how do we do a pivot? My pivot is double the Wilder's average true range, which, yeah, Wilder's is 6. I know that because pivot is 12. Is the distance in here greater than 12? 67 to 68, actually. Call it the 79. That's 11. The distance is 12. I don't need to split that level. So no. So the only way this works out for me is if we fail, retest, and drop, and then take the bearish entry on the retest and back and drop. All right, that's the only way this all pulls together at all as a trade setup. Dividends are coming out here. I don't know when their earnings are. I don't see it on the screen. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, it shows that they're out here, but January. So then, yeah, October, November, December, January. Yeah, so they would have been in October at some point, and it might have been here. I don't know. I don't follow D.R. Horton very often. Excellent. Good. All right. So again, sorry for the confusion there with the chat box. We'll get it back working for you though. We made it work. Stephanie, thanks for catching it and letting me know, so we were able to make it easier. Suzanne, thank you so much for helping out, and Amelia. So everybody have a yeah, guys, go over to the members area, and you will see class this evening on the members page for, if you like it, put a fib on it. All right, click on that, and the last one is tonight. You can go get registered for it. You will not be disappointed. I'm not teaching another one. So go ahead and get registered for it. This is the last one I'm doing. So everybody have a great evening, great rest of your day. God bless. Appreciate all the feedback there. Have a good one, and I will see you all at our next update, folks. Take care. Bye for now.